Welcome to the Circle of Veritas, a Candela Obscura Realplay podcast by the Creative Play and Podcast Network. In the gaslit streets of Newfair, darkness stirs and ancient horrors awaken. Join our circle of investigators as they confront the supernatural, uncover secrets, and fight to protect the fragile veil of reality. Stay vigilant. Shadows watch.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
As you look inside the mausoleum, you notice that there are two of the little coffins. They have a rows of bodies. Two of the coffins are basically broke open and pulled out of there. And you notice one coffin is wide open and empty on the side of the body for probably 5 years. If you look at the coffin, until you see the person died as a regular.
Okay.
5 years ago. The other one, the coffin is closed. And for your complication, I'm going to say the coffin is closed and somehow relocked itself.
Can I try? I want to try and open it.
You want to try to open it? So as you come up to the stuffed coffin and you pull it open, it makes the things fly off. Make a huge impact. And you notice there's a body and military funeral style hands are there like this.
Okay.
Except you notice there's only a hand there. There's ribs stitched where the other hand would be cupped over the mouth traditionally. And the arm is ripped, the sleeve is ripped like someone just like grabbed it and pulled it off.
Ripped his arm off.
Okay.
And you don't see the other arm there.
And you don't see the other arm.
Ew.
Oh, your rogue is in there. So someone stole a body and an arm.
Wow. Is anybody? Sorry.
I could do a commune and make a connection with a nearby sensory phenomenon in order to communicate.
See if anything saw anything or.
Hey, graveyard ghouls, who's gonna answer my call?
Right. You want a graveyard ghoul to answer your call?
You want ghouls? That's how you get ghouls.
This big.
Ghouls.
Bad. It might answer your questions and then go skulking off into the dark.
We almost got upstairs.
Are you guys coming into the mausoleum? Are you guys in there?
I'm already in.
You guys are all outside with the cops saying, "Hey, sorry, I can't let you in." As your friends
Hear my loudest noises.
No, I'm good.
Okay, if you guys can't get in, then I'm gonna look around the best that I can, and then I'm just gonna walk out, and the cop will probably be like,
And I can tell you, if you want to look at the names on the placards.
yes, I would like to look at the names.
Let me give you the name. So Carl Naft
Okay.
and Terrio Winchester. And they both have the same date of death.
Oh. And what's the date?
It's basically goes back 5 years and 2 months to the day of the great weapon going off. Pretty much everyone knows that day. It's the day the A-bomb was dropped. They both died on the same day.
Which one is missing and which one
Carl Naft is the one that's missing, and the person in Tyrell's casket is missing the arm. See what I said?
Yeah. He said in the head, didn't say it was Tyrell. He said in Tyrell's head.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I'm gonna walk out of the mausoleum then and approach the group.
Are you stealthy yet or just going?
I'm just gonna come out and walk out.
The tech's like, whoa, where'd you come from? Are you part of this circus?
I'm a private investigator. Don't worry about it. It's above your pay grade.
He looks up at you and like private investigators.
And I'm like, would you like another biggie?
Driving again?
So
I'm distracting.
give me a sway.
Oh god, I don't have any sway. So I roll 2 to take the lower.
Yep. So are you gonna burn a cunning drive? And offer a biggie to distract him?
2.
Yeah, I will offer a biggie.
Okay, go ahead, roll one more dice, and it's still the lowest.
So then I erase the
You erase one of the bits. Yep.
or the top bits, not the bottom bits.
So a 2. Now that cool ability you guys got, what happens when a friend spends a drive for you and you fail with a 2?
Well, that's
Those
those two didn't fire.
Those two get drive back.
Uh-huh. So if you're currently missing a cunning drive, you get one back and you get one back.
So the one I just spent,
It was no loss, really.
Okay.
And he's just like, if you're a private detective, I'm a street rat. And he basically says that insulting as shit. He is judging you. Even though she provides an eclair, and he's like, I don't want you dead.
Someone better step in before I fight a cop.
Well, I can do that, but I was hoping to, if we could do some tracking to see which direction and stuff they might have gone.
Oh,
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I wanted to do that.
Go ahead, give me a Prince Humperdinck.
Well, I've got 2 dice. So.
Well, do you want to spend some drive to get some dice?
This, I'm just going to put the 2 back out. So I can give you one for help. What are you doing?
Do you have a drive in intuition?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll take it.
Okay, I'll give you.
Okay, so you're going to add an extra dice for survey.
Alright.
As the whole time, your stoic friend Vic's just looking around at the trail.
I got a 4.
Out of all those dice.
Yeah, out of all those dice.
So immediately when you look, you notice there's one set of prints that kind of clandestinely swerves through the graveyard to go to the mausoleum. The sigil is still there on the wall. And maybe if someone you know that knows occult stuff wants to look at that sigil. For you, it's a sigil. Looks like, wartime graffiti.
squiggles.
And then the footprints you see is they one or two go inside. They're not quite sure. That's going to be your consequence there since you didn't succeed well. 1 or 2 went inside, and then 2 or 3 came outside.
Which
And then
same direction as
the same way they came in. Then they stop, and you can see signs of where groundskeeper was cleaning the ground, and someone attacked him from behind. And now his body is on the ground.
And then the tracks go where?
And then the tracks go right the way they came into a broken gate.
Broken gate.
Which the cops don't even have it cordoned off, so they don't even notice that that's how they got in. They thought they came to the main entrance. Which is surprising to cops because the widow would have seen them walking past her.
Yeah. Not very quick.
So the widow, she witnessed the entire thing?
She witnessed the attack. Unfortunately, she's so hysterical because Bloody Mary compounded the situation.
Oops. Thanks a lot, Bloody Mary.
She's like, maybe if you pay me twice and come next Sunday, I can contact the spirit now.
I do have a lead detective. So we already sent. Oh, well, yeah, well.
Your criminal did tell you that there's bleed here.
Yeah, there's bleed there. So maybe a weird should check out the sigil.
And I
You're
have
the
the,
coach.
I have the bleed container bottle. So
Yep.
do I wanna take samples?
If you want to, well, basically, remember Warehouse 13?
It's like a Reddit post, it's like women hate
Basically,
how much it
bleed
takes to
container
make a
vial
selfie,
so you can
and
get a
it's just like
sample
a
and
mattress on the
lock it
floor.
away.
What is your
And
sense?
then-
It's a magic Ziploc
someone
bag.
comments,
What you could do
Literally, the show is a Mylar bag.
So it would be like
And you
either
put things in
sense
the-
or focus. I would use
Yeah.
focus for you
Yeah.
to inspect the sigil because you're analyzing it.
Uh-huh. And you may get a
And you're
gilded
inspecting
dice
it.
for it.
And you
So-
might remember seeing what it might be.
Like
With
maybe you
this
saw it in one of your
information.
books.
So Vic points out the special scratches.
Yeah.
I would do a focus on the sigil to see if you can get more information.
So how many dice do I have?
At
One
least
for
three.
each circle, and if you have the diamond filled in, you
Yeah,
get
so
a
2 purple and 1 gold.
And I'll help you with a drive as well.
so you have drive and intuition.
So I get another die.
Yeah, I'll just take it. I need to punch some things. Or rather, I need to be punched. Get some drive back.
Hey, you guys can push the cops, they'll punch you.
I'll leave a little.
They got their gloves.
I gotta say something that's like, oh, this is like a bad thing
Nice.
happening. I'm like, oh, this tutor.
So immediately our medium is just like, they're there, Maria, they're there.
What is
And
that?
goes walking over like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, it's like.
And you
this is
clearly
like
see on the side of the
issue,
wall where
like,
it's been dissolved. You know for a fact that someone used
It's,
magic.
it's always on negative.
There's no doubt that solid granite turned into
And this makes me
basically gravel at the ground is purely a magic thing.
Yeah.
But the sigil, you know, says one taken, one given.
Taken, one given.
One taken, 1 given.
And since you have a 6, it's nothing on your paper.
Yeah, but you can always write it down
You'll
on
be
the
able to
back of
write
one
it
of your
down
sheets.
that
You have like, or write it on the back of one of your.
one taken, one given.
Scratch paper.
Okay. One taken, one.
And all of a sudden with the 6 in the back of your skull, there's an itch that only your intuition can scratch there because you recall that phrase in the annals that you read. In some very obscure resurrection magic, which everybody knows is not real. You can't bring the dead back to life. Basically, it's referred to almost, let's say, equivalent exchange. That if you suck a soul in their life, you can return a dead person back to life.
The groundskeeper.
So,
No, it's true resurrection.
so they took the soul from the groundskeeper and put it into one of those guys.
Carl now.
Not the arm, it would have to be the side.
From what you recall, you would have to
The missing
require a
body.
full body.
Full body.
You don't want to
yeah.
resurrect an arm because then you have it crawling around.
That's what I
That would be
said.
things.
Thing. No, that would be it.
No, that's cousin it. And
No,
this
no,
is-
he means and
A thing. A creepy thing.
Oh, I was thinking of that too. I was like,
Yeah, so you don't like.
Bella will.
Okay, so,
And
alright,
since you have a 6, all of a sudden in the back of your mind, your friend's crying and wailing in hysterics. You start to piece together words she was saying between sobbing tears. And she did say there was a mysterious gentleman and an incredibly tall person that didn't seem right.
and a corpse.
Who had a corpse over its shoulder.
Had what? A corpse? Of course. So we've got a lurch carrying the body before they take the soul.
And since you're putting the pieces together because you had a big damn 6, she tells you that the gentleman had something shiny in his hand and put it to the groundskeeper's forehead and said some gibberish.
He had some
And
type
the
of
groundskeeper fell dead to the ground.
he had some type of occult tool.
So he probably
Okay.
like put the soul.
So he can put the soul in at any time into the corpse.
Yeah, that's why he was.
They didn't have to
carrying
do
the-
it there.
okay.
It's quarter
They
soul.
took the soul from the groundskeeper
Might
and
not just
killed
like
him,
dragon
but then they walked off. They
Then they
through the
walk out.
back way, not the front entrance.
Well, the woman screamed, so they exited stage left.
So we need to try and follow them.
They didn't reanimate the
Right away, they just
right away.
toddled off.
At least when she's telling you her staring stuff.
So I would say to everybody,
You see her fourth handkerchief on the
you
ground.
gotta follow the girl. We gotta follow the yellow brick road, okay? We gotta follow the guy who took the corpse. There was they took the caretaker's soul and they're gonna put it in to a body.
And the detective says, "What are you talking about, soul? I don't know what you're talking about. This is some hope. The church does not acknowledge any of that crazy
It's a
stuff."
fish, okay? Soul.
Fish.
They took the fish, guys.
They took a fish. Yeah.
Soul.
Why don't you and your friends skedaddle unless someone wants to try to sway the cops?
Well, I say we start going things down.
I think we're good, yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you have your story?
I don't think we need, yeah, I do.
I think we're good.
So we don't need to hang out with the cops
What
anymore.
is your name?
And I will send poor Mary home.
Have her rest.
The cops are like, they're there.
Take two Advil.
Take some chamomile and call me in the morning.
Take two Advil and call me in the morning.
Make
So,
sure
okay,
to rub the
we can
quartz
follow?
crystal in the hematite.
Yeah, let's see if we can follow somehow. I don't know. Maybe they had a carriage waiting or something. Or
Oh my god.
Did it leave a track of bleed at all? Like, did it
yeah.
use the bleed detector
Well, we
to like
did see
follow?
there footprints.
There were footprints
So
that went
let's
to a
follow
gate.
the footprints as far as we can. And then maybe at that point I can try and talk to a steward or something.
Okay.
Go ahead. Try to see what you can find out at the gate where the footprints kind of show disturbances and there's the busted gate.
I shouldn't have saved it.
This is the back way.
well, I got a 6.
Heyo.
Clearly you know that one gentleman who is 220 pounds walks with a slight limp to his left side and some type of LC4
And
damage.
his shoe needs repair.
You have an idea that he wears size 12 very well cobbled shoes. Basically had the gate bent open and then bent back by someone very strong.
Wow.
You see little bits of like metal fatigue that flaked off. As you clearly see their steps going to the road and then track marks of a car, an electromobile being very quickly. And those are just hitting the market.
So there's only
There's only 5 or 6 that you know of.
yeah.
At the World's
So-
Fair, they were the new thing.
Then
Newfangled.
Maria's description of the well-dressed gentleman and stuff like that, and the big hulky guy.
This is a list.
Did they get
not
any?
right.
They seem not right, but is there anything about the gentleman that she remembered? Do you think? She mentioned hair color.
That was a great question for you. Carbs!
He didn't look good.
He looked odd.
But
No, that was the big guy, not
that was the
the.
big guy.
They were.
Not the corpse they were carrying, it looked like a corpse.
The corpse looked bad.
No, I'm saying
The guy
Because
who
it had
the
been-
gentleman that was.
The groundskeeper?
No, the guy that was with.
The gentleman who touched the...
Yeah,
Yeah, what about him?
I want to know more about him. Go talk to Maria.
You can always do a follow-up and have her screen swipe to her next scene of come to my parlor.
Okay,
the
I
spiders
can
of the
tell her.
fly?
She's a medium. She always entertains in her
Is he wearing
parlor.
like a big
Yes.
coat jacket?
Or she just do a wellness check. And if you couple, like, you know.
So what do you want to
Can I just
do? You guys
So
have a
the
library
car-
full of
Well, the
research
car,
materials.
so we only got two cars.
We only got to the car, and then there's a street in the morning that there's cars going.
I'm sure somebody can figure out how many cars are in the city and who owns them.
Oh, yeah.
Really? 'Cause
You're gonna go to the DMV and check
Yeah, I'm
the
already
plates.
gonna go to the
I'm just
ascendancy to figure out
saying-
everyone in that mausoleum.
It's newsworthy
cars are?
Cars, I mean, there's only like 5 in the whole city. That's news.
Okay.
Okay, so he could figure out what's going on, so we can at least get the names of who owns these fantastic contraculations of, like whatever.
How about you?
And then if she does a follow-up on Maria, we can find it, and then maybe we can figure out,
So which
like,
you want to do first?
cross-reference the list of who. We can investigate the 5 or so people, like do a.
Yeah,
I mean, you also have
I'm just saying.
you have the names of the 2 graves,
Right,
and you
So
have
does
the
he try to
occult
list it
symbol
all
in the
out?
library back at the
exactly,
chapter house.
right.
And just
And
walking, okay.
Lou's underground connections might know more about the vehicles as well.
You're one chop shop and
Or
we're dying to get a hold of one.
once we have a list of
all day
who,
long.
once we have a list of owners, Lou might have an idea of which of these said owners might have a little more of a darker path.
All of a sudden, Vic's getting the most chattiest Vic has ever been.
I'm just saying,
So who's going
these are the
first?
steps.
What are we doing first?
I think we should find out who owns cars.
Or Lou could go and look at the cars and see if, obviously.
Okay, once again, you have to know who has the cars.
Well, I know, but after you find out who has the cards, she could look.
Look into the back.
And
Now
of
remember,
course,
whoever has cars are very rich and wealthy, probably don't want people looking in the garage.
Well, she's very good. Very good. But the corpse would have to be some type of evidence. You don't. Yeah, you don't
Okay,
dump a corpse in a car and not.
It's just a dead body. It's not
I
magic.
would that guy that Steve, I would
No,
not
but if we
try
can,
to,
yeah, you
Sloughing
figure out
off
who has the
something,
cars.
okay?
Then we can look at the cars.
Not a lot of rich people are gonna let you look at their upholstery.
Basic investigation.
Okay, so first you're gonna investigate the cars. So go ahead and give me a focus.
that's my running theory.
As apparently you're getting to be like main library, we're talking about these fandangled electric cars.
A 4.
As you get a list of like 10 owners that bought the first one off the list. Most of them went to foreign dignitaries that may or may not have them in town. But there are 5 that belong to all very important people. We're talking politicians, the Pope, members of the police department.
Were you made by your 2 dads holding
They call
hands
it the
over
Pope.
Could I also look at obituaries or something and try to find?
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
People. I will give you a boost dice for the information when your partner's like, hey, by the way, I wrote down their names. Or wait, did you do a charcoal on the little?
Oh, yeah.
What's that called?
It's a brass rubbing.
So that's if I so that I add it.
And you're like ready for that.
I do not. I have building for survey. It's 5 for that one.
So 5?
Yes.
Okay, so you get information on 2 dead gentlemen. One was Newfair's military. The other one was from the other side, but was given a posthumous burial where his body was found when the great weapon went off.
Oh, really?
Both were found together.
Are you gonna shop this?
I'll let you know. Who was the of the Newfair?
That's what I thought. Maybe it was gonna pull them in the
Carl Knapp is the Newfair gentleman,
So
and
so you
Tyrell
walking
Winchester is from the
alongside
other
Burley,
side.
or you walking alongside us, or thing? Okay, so we're just
As you get basic breakdown of their height,
Does
weight,
anything happen
medical
when you
records, the
touch
fact that
Okay.
no, here's a vampire.
no. One corpse was 5'7", 180 pounds.
And the other?
And the other was 6'3", 300 pounds.
Louis, when you were inspecting the body, the one that was left, what height was it? What height was it?
Do I remember?
Yes, she will.
Yeah, you did roll a 6 for it, so I'll give it to you.
Okay, alright.
You remember the guy that was listed as Tyrell Winchester? The corpse couldn't have been more than 5'9".
So Math was in that one, and they took Tyrell.
Yeah. The guy that has like several stages.
And maybe Tyrell wanted that guy's arm for some reason.
My
I
God,
don't know if that was necessarily, but they wanted the.
I'm so smart.
Somebody give me a survey or focus.
I will do a.
You have a survey as you guys are sitting around the table looking at the records at the college
I do
library.
it. They swapped the body, so I get it.
And
No, she's doing. Ooh, 5.
6 for that
so I can tell you, as your journalist is listening to you guys throw out ideas, you know for a fact the corpse that was in Tyrell Winchester's coffin is too small to be Tyrell.
So
That's the corpse that's missing the arm.
Good call.
So we're thinking Tyrell was stolen and Carl Knapp was moved into his coffin.
Raised by dwarves.
Not so much.
Okay.
The description of the widow of the big freaky guy
Is he
would
like
be
tweaking
Tyrell.
physically too? Like,
Oh, she's like, he was
So he
alive.
wasn't really dead.
okay.
No.
We'll just all take a step back and just like.
Okay.
But they were still carrying a corpse. So either way, there's a body.
Well,
So you're
one
pretty
for
sure
one.
the corpse they walked off with is probably Carl's.
Yes.
Now, was there something on the arm, like a tattoo or something?
The arm is gone, that's the
No,
problem.
that they needed.
We don't know.
Could be. I'm
Or
not going to tell you. You need to find
we
that
don't
out.
know.
But I will give you for that 6. You do realize the same person on both death certificates, because Newfair is great with death certificates. They got practice. The same person who witnessed the bodies is the same signature.
Because they were found together. Now, didn't you say that Tyrell was
Well, to be fair,
something
he's been in there a long time. He too walked out.
Not really a big mug.
No, just from the other side.
He was just a soldier on the other side.
So.
Yeah, we it was like a
18 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. personage of importance, but I don't know. Interesting.
Well,
I
okay.
may be the same height as him. I'm much more slender though.
So we
What
do
does he
have the people
Yeah.
we know who has cars. So should we start like interrogating our owners?
I think we should, are there any names on those local 5 that we,
For all we know, he's just been tracking there a long time. He seems to
that
recognize
you have,
from
like,
fairy tales.
any,
No.
like, have any known, maybe not so up and up feelings?
I think I could talk to somebody.
We came.
Um,
I mean, they're probably
To help
robber
you.
barons, so they probably
You guys
are.
from
And by the way,
can we go
I
back
thought he
and
just
ask
knew
Red Jack too? Like,
Yeah,
be like,
you-
hey, this is
We're
what
at
we found out so
you
far.
have the occult symbol and you've got back at the office. Right? Did you want the name on both the gentlemen's?
Wishful meat is
Like, what did you say? The same person? What? Like
The same person ID both bodies. So basically it means when they're actually, weapon
They
master.
check their dogs.
The same person's like, this is corpse A, this is corpse B, here are their names and their families and blah, blah, blah. So we can report them KIA. But this is actually an officer in your military who identified it as under the name of Colin Winters.
Does it have their ranks?
Are they human
It
races?
does
Well,
not.
obviously
Just has his name and
not. Are they
signature.
humanoid?
Does that name
match
with any of the car owners' names?
It does not
Okay.
But does somebody want to give me
Where are you from?
a...
I have no focus. But
Your focus
your
needs more
focus
focus.
needs more focus. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I
what?
usually have no
Go
focus.
ahead and give me a read.
I have no read either.
I have 2 reads.
Not everybody's got every skill.
I've got 2 reads as well, but it's not a,
Go for it.
I'll do it.
This name might pop up in something that you know.
My war buddy, that's he.
Ooh, double 6s!
Ooh.
That's a crit. So I
We know
can tell
everything.
you immediately you're a cultist when you say Colin Winters. She's like, Winters, I know Winters. He's like a shitload of stuff about this Winters guy. I'm gonna info dump on you. See if you want to take
That's
some
what I
notes
said,
here.
Hold on,
the
hold on.
common, well, doesn't know of words. Below underestimates the common man's education.
Colin Winters. Maybe this is why you rolled double 6s.
I was just
Because
saying.
there may be a weird occult side of this gentleman.
You guys, are you guys?
Color us intrigued.
Are you ready?
I do both
So-
bodies.
I
The
was figuring
first
that we could
thing
say that we weren't.
Your friend immediately is like, oh,
You
crap.
can potentially run across people in the
Because
same-
you know there's an organization known as the Red Hand that deals in occult shit.
The red hand.
We are.
The Red Hand.
Okay. so
You know the
Why would
logo is
you
basically a red paint
What do
smear
you
the
have
hand.
to gain from lines?
They actually leave symbols to find each other. Basically, it's the occult underground / the black market for buying magic shit. There's a reason why your occultist got crit on that roll. It's meant to be. You know his name has popped up
As a war criminal.
as a war criminal.
Oh, I don't like him.
That he was part of the Red Hand during the war that resulted in military occult experiments. And you know for a fact he disappeared after the war, assumed dead.
Wait, I swear.
But you know this guy led also, because you had super crits, that none of us remember the Red Hand. But rumors were this warlock, as he was known among circles, obviously some kind of occultist with actual power,
So that he's the warlock?
that he's the warlock.
Not just a title, but an actual warlock.
An actual warlock. I mean, if you believe this, you know, stuff.
I believe. I do believe in this. I do believe in this.
That,
We are in a graveyard after all.
well, you guys have worked the
We
graveyard.
were.
You're now the DMV library.
That's right.
The DMV branch of the library. That he was involved with occult experimentation because nobody would complain if you take the enemy and experiment on it.
Military cult experiments.
Okay, he belonged to the Red Hand,
Yeah, red hand.
and more importantly, he had a secret cabal of his own.
He had a sect of the Red Hand.
No, he had his own cults, separate from the Red Hand. So he was dipping his foot into another group as well, which means his loyalty was in question. He
We'll look at the ground and look.
created his
This
own
is a
cults.
power-hungry individual.
I'm just gonna say my I don't think it's
And since you had crits,
okay for running.
you have heard rumors that since he disappeared in the war, and by the way, the date he disappeared and the date he signed those death certificates, he disappeared before he signed those certificates.
Oh.
As immediately your journalist is totally putting what the conspiracy board are.
Yeah,
The murder board.
connecting line. Yeah.
That's a hell of a time for crits. I mean,
Wow.
and you've heard a rumor, and since it's crits, it's not just a rumor, it's fact. Totally gonna be honest with you. That his cults lived on past him Because of course they're all like, yeah, we bring the dead back to life. What if we could bring all the dead that we wanted back from the war, you know? How many people would pay to have a loved one brought back to life?
All you have to do is kill someone.
What? They don't tell them the price.
For the easy price of one dead body.
I'd buy it up for $1.
You heard a rumor that his cult meets in secret. I mean, you're in a cult, so you meet in secret people. Has a secret place that they meet, which is an abandoned war bunker beneath the works.
Beneath the works?
The works.
The works.
Like good works.
Okay.
We're here now. Having a certainly you and your speaker.
Okay. And that's the secret cult, not the red hand.
Not the red hand.
Does the secret cult have a name?
Go ahead. The secret cult does not have a name other than the Whisper of Life. He basically reinvented the name every couple of years. Go ahead.
We'll just call it Resurrection Cult.
The Resurrectionists. There you go.
Then I have a triangle here, so I get 2.
Well, that's a consequence.
No, it's baby come
Okay,
back.
so I
Unless you want to burn dry. 2 drives for 1 dice.
I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay.
I'll grab him.
2.
As you're just like, red hand, I know a guy. I know a guy that knows about the red hand if you want to go talk to him. It's a 2. It totally won't be a trap or get you all captured.
That's what I love to hear.
As she shows up to the street gang mafia meetup, and she's just like, hey guys,
Actually,
5 other
you're right.
people with me.
all these revolvers coming out pointed at you.
Everybody's pointing at each other. Oh my god.
So that's, you're like,
It pays to get double sixes.
and
I don't think I
Winters,
rolled a single 6.
and you do know that he was a person of means. He came from a rich family but got disowned, but basically sent money to himself before he was disowned. Yeah, the family's
Because he's
fun.
that guy.
Okay, so anything else you guys want to
I'm worried that
research?
he's
You
gonna
still
turn
have
me
the
against
occult
her
symbol.
Anyone associated, family member?
I don't know about her. Do you know how long Dragon
A vehicle?
Winter's still around.
The Winters are still around. His grandmother is the last surviving family member.
Oh.
And what district does she live in?
She's in the Briar too.
I'll be like, hey sir, did you happen to move her?
She does not, but I will give you guys that one of her staff has one.
One of her staff.
She's very rich.
Yeah, but staff usually don't. They own it, whereas in the staff drive, they don't. But
Yeah, should we go?
Will our journalist give you a read? As you're like, oh, the grandma. Let's look at in the microfiche section.
do they have microfiche?
They do not.
They can.
I'm only
Oh
Oh.
You know.
Is there a critical fail?
There's a critical fail that she is a
Illegally
hermit, that she doesn't know the press. Ever since her son passed away and his
Colin's father?
Yep, Colin's father. The mysterious carriage accidents that she doesn't talk to the press.
Mysterious carriage accident.
So that is the grandmother of
Colin Winters' father.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, well, should we go try and interrogate?
I think we should go and pay a visit to.
If she'll let us. So it's not like she likes to talk to people.
Well, she's like a press, so I'll stay. Okay, maybe I'll stay. Act less journally.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't
sing
get
your
trespass
Don't
on real.
Keep trespass over back.
Take my glasses off. Tuck them in the pocket.
I'll make a bunt.
Come in with a snack.
We'll come back to your house and all the children start swarming.
You know.
So we can see her and then probably check out that war bunker at some point too.
I say that perhaps we try to pay like a social visit, to her, bring a butt cake and see if we can, make a social call on.
Okay, can I use my magical sense? So I feel like strong chromatic energy from one direction.
I'm gonna hang back from you guys if you approach the door, so she doesn't know how many of us, there actually are. So if I just need to you guys are gonna be nice and give her the bump, and then I'll if that doesn't work,
perhaps we could use Vic to go with. And say that we are on a committee to honor those fallen on the day in the incident.
Didn't Colin die before the day?
He died before the day. Yeah.
He died. Well, okay. Or just people from who died.
They're giving a statue of this man.
I'm like a tree.
I guess I better spit polish my old uniform.
Exactly.
So we're screen swiping to the next stage and going to her estates during a respectable hour. Okay. So you guys, who's heading up to the door?
I am.
Anybody else?
I'll go stand next to you, seeing as how you want to use the military as a front for, and I'll be all like, yes ma'am.
You go into this beautiful white door, it's got sterling silver door knocker, you knock on that. Immediately the door opens up, there's this gentleman like mid-30s you're seeing in a butler's outfit, totally tucks and tails, he's got a bow here. But he's got pretty swole arms in the suit. As he's just got the chiseled jaw as he says, "Who may I ask is calling?"
I'm going to, because my name is, my family's name is, my father is a academic and
so what are you trying to convince me to do?
basically, we would like to see in this case on a matter of
it seems they're having trouble.
Honorarium for the Great War.
As he kind of puts a beautifully white glove up as the madam sees no one. Give me a sway. You're trying to talk him into letting me in the house. He's like, the riffraff is not allowed out off the street.
I have no sway.
Well, wait, before you roll, are you going to burn any drives? Are you going to ask for help from the person with you?
You're not there. I will burn sway. I will burn sway.
Carrie, you're there.
I have no drives in this way.
I will burn one of my own.
So you have no cunning?
I will tell you.
Yeah, I have no drive. I burned my one drive.
I will burn one.
Okay,
And
so you got to burn 2 to give yourself.
I haven't gotten in any fist fights to get it back.
You could punch the guy and let her sneak in.
That's if it comes to that.
I will burn 2.
Okay.
So,
trying to get the nice way first.
oh, does that mean I don't have to take the lowest?
No, you're still taking the lowest.
Yeah, but then
You
3
had no
dice.
skill in it, yeah.
Yeah, but 3 dice will give you a great chance of having that roll.
Yeah.
So maybe you don't want
Screw
to
that.
keep your drive.
She turns around and looks at all you guys hiding in the haze
I'm
like,
like
why did
taking
we
my
send the
drive
non-talking
back.
person to talk away? You rolled 2 6s again. I mean,
High roll. Big bucks, no whammy.
Okay, looking.
I got a 2.
you got a 2. As he just says, he would gladly take the bunt and put it on the table inside the door and pulls out a card for his lady's solicitor. All questions should be taken to the solicitor's office. She's in too fragile of health to have guests.
Oh, Oh, it's under the water. Okay.
Well,
I
I'm
was like,
trying to
So,
look
like,
through some
inspect the
windows.
property. It's like,
And as you're doing that, and you're giving him the sad face, and he's just like, he literally purses the lips.
okay.
Our criminal is skulking about, I think.
Yes, I'm sneaking around. First of all, looking to see if I see a car anywhere.
Okay.
And I'm also kind of wanting to see through windows.
So hide is the more important thing here, right?
Yes.
You don't want to be spotted. So go ahead and give me a hide as you start looking around. Are you gilded enough?
That's if it's like circle, right?
I mean,
No, that's the diamond.
I have
the diamond,
nothing
yes.
So don't forget a gold dice
in,
there.
I have nothing in focus, but I wanted to inspect this guy.
4.
4.
I keep trying to get a good roll for my sneaky shit because I'm supposed to be sneaky.
Okay, so you
Like
have
barely
a
making
partial
it.
success. I'm going to give you an option.
Okay.
Do you want to succeed and get caught finding what you want to find? Or do you want to not find what you're wanting to find but not get caught? Which is more important to you? Finding the target or staying unseen?
I think finding the target. Yeah.
Okay. And you're
Find it and get caught
And
sneaking
most
around.
importantly, you're looking for the car, right?
The car, and then I also, looking through windows to see if I can see the woman that we're looking for,
Actually, you win.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you do notice that one part as you're creeping around the house, you look in a window, there's a solarium in the backside of the house. And there's this little old lady in a wheelchair. She looks like, she's 120. And she's just like resting with her head to the side. Fingers arthritically gripping the wheelchair, breathing very calmly. And there's a nurse sitting not too far away with a book, asleep. And then you turn to the carriage house. And you creep a ball sneakily, and then you gotta kind of like look up into the carriage window, and as you do, you clearly see there is one of those newfangled electric cars. You're not quite sure how they work, but it's like magic. And as you look, all of a sudden a shadow passes behind you. Dun, dun, dun! And as that happens, the camera pans away. So what is our journalist and our medium doing?
You could research that symbol that was on the dead guy's forehead.
on the dead guy's
Yeah.
What's your relationship with
You guys didn't come with to the house?
They're at the
No, because
They-
found out that she doesn't like the press. So
Okay, so we just kind of ventured off.
So you guys are back at the lighthouse with the huge wall of research material.
his father?
I can do a reinterpret.
So I can take a focus for this if you want to use
Did he walk
focus.
out or was he taken
Focus.
out?
Okay.
Because this is magic shit.
Analyze.
Or if she doesn't
Yeah, this is
like
magic
it,
shit.
The first time
And I have,
because the first time people come up from the way to introduce themselves.
That's your bread and butter.
yeah, so I
That
got
was theory, and then he was like,
Okay.
oh my god, this is it.
And
I think
is
he
your
already knew
poor
it.
friend going to assist
That's
you
why I
in
assumed
this?
he-
Do you have any
Assist?
drive in?
I do have drives in intuition.
It's almost like these two are a perfect combination to work on magic research. So it's going to be 3 dice plus 1 gold.
Yeah, I have your own
And then all of a sudden the camera sees these two that have very familiar body language with each other. They're almost finishing their sentences like lovers would. As the camera, the Red Jack's watching these two, is like, they're getting super. There's that moment where one leans over the other one.
Five.
Technically.
I'll go Friday.
So a partial
I'll just say the
success.
symbol.
Would you like, as we come down to a negotiation here,
Oh wait, no.
would you like to discover the knowledge but be missing a
Oh my
few
god.
details?
Here you go. Here you go.
Or would you like to know about the cult and not the item?
Know about the cult, but not the
Yeah. I mean,
other.
me personally, I'd want to know about the magic item.
Yeah, I think I sigil.
Jelly pretty much knows a lot about the
Okay.
Now, apparently, I'm
You guys are working together, and you're drawing the symbol and putting books and matching occult glyphs to occult glyphs. You guys have this beautiful power of the two. You had this like romantic candlelight with each other, where you look at each other like lovers would. Hey, I gotta use your relationship here. And all of a sudden, there's the journalist and the goth girl. Does it writes itself?
It does. That's fan fiction.
As you guys realize that whatever left this mark is the.
Lane's gonna kind of freak it.
As I look at my notes real quick.
He's going to front out.
The blackened coin of gas. GHASTE.
Wait a minute. Blackened coin.
Blackened coin of gas.
GAST.
GHASTE.
Oh, you didn't add enough athletic.
Anything lost? Blackened coin of gas. Yeah, gas.
And from what you found out in the supposed stories behind this coin, you noticed in Candela Obscura they've never gotten this coin before, so they have no proofs. That one side has that ram's head looking symbol. From what you heard from the stories, in Old Fair, basically Atlantis underneath it, if you use the head of the coin and put it on a living person, it would drain their life force. And then somehow, because you got some missing information, it could then be used to resurrect the living dead.
Maybe it's the other side
I
of
think
the
it's
coin.
the other side.
But you're missing that detail. That's because you didn't have a perfect success.
And we don't know what the other side looks like.
Rails head.
Which is why the assignment has been called Heads They Live, Tails You Die. Means you lose either way. So you know that all someone has to do is to hold the coin in their palm and place it to the forehead or heart of someone. And it will be used to kill and then bring someone back to life in some way, shape, or form. You're not 100% sure.
Well, there's the question about the other side, maybe transfers
walks over like
Soul to rock, dead body, long death.
the dead body.
No, it's the working theory. It's something
That's the
It's
working
not-
theory.
That's right, it's the working theory.
Sure, yes.
not.
Well, you don't have all the specifics.
We don't have a coin.
So much shit's in ancient languages, you're just like, are those words or symbols?
I will stay nice and dry.
Is there rumored to be only one of the
Oh
coins?
my god!
According to what she found, there's only one
Okay.
coin.
You're like,
So he must have gotten a hold of it.
And according to the minor details you're reading, it corrupts both the user and the victim and the resurrected.
Yeah,
But
that
nobody
we're trying to be like, I'm not surprised.
you do like,
You know, it's like,
nice swim.
because obviously Colin's not working with a full deck.
He's not the nicest guy. Evil.
I want to say Boja's
Allegedly.
doing some new tricks. Bella just was
Oh, no.
swimming forward and he just got there.
Hey, if the captain was still thinking that he's gonna trade him, we can't swim,
So it does make you think that maybe the person who's using
Okay,
the
so
coin
when I
has
read
some
the
kind
shipwreck,
of,
what part was it? Is it like
because it does
separated
leave,
parts or?
it does leave some kind of effect. So from what your friend was telling you about the corpse being bright bleed on the head, maybe their hand has equal amounts of bleed.
Yeah, I'll head towards.
Or some kind of
Can
permanent mark.
bleed go through gloves?
Yes.
So all we have to do is like a
So-
harmonical and like with the
Put it this way,
crystals and
some
stuff.
bleed can be like
Bro, when you
unhollowed
finally
ground,
get
walk
over
over
here,
it, and
you
it can
slow
affect you.
poke.
Different bleed works in different ways. If only there was some instruction manual that Candela Obscura could hand out. They try, but there's not really.
Well, it
The
would
backside
make,
for the
it would
captain's
make
quarters.
sense that it would leave some kind of,
Well, and using that
Well, I
type
guess you
of
could take that
evil
aside,
type
shut
of
down.
always
leaves a mark, yeah.
So our journalist and medium go off to have a romantic dinner together after that striking research session. Our duo is at the door, and he's like, nope, go back to the solicitor. What do you guys do?
Are you sure?
And as you say, are you sure? You immediately hear a bell go ding-a-ling-a-ling, 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 and immediately the
Or the alarm is that.
And as you say that, he's going to slam the door in your face. Unless someone does something to stop it.
Oh, I can put my foot
in the door. Oh, we got the muscle.
So go ahead and give me a move. See, basically, the look in his face is like,
oh! Remember, you haven't one.
Only against supernatural stuff, though, right?
Yeah, this is not supernatural.
This is just this guy seems like a normal, well-muscled
regular. I got a 6.
So as he tries to do a half step back and slam the door in her face, what do you do?
I block the door, and I say, it's like, I really would, it would be great if we could speak to the lady of the house.
And immediately when you say that, he's just like, he looks at you with bull eyes, he is not accepting that you just walked in the house uninvited.
I didn't walk in, I just stopped him from shutting the door.
Oh, I think you should.
Your foot is in the door.
Yeah, it is.
She's like, yeah, it is. Like, big drive.
And he will attempt to shove you out of the doorway.
Okay, you can attempt it.
Okay?
How does combat work? I mean, is this combat? Or?
This is combat. He's swinging on you. Go ahead.
So he's doing a strike.
He's going for a strike. So go ahead and roll your strike.
I have nothing on strike.
I got 3 dice.
You know what? He
is going to rudely remove you from the door frame.
I got a 5.
So here's the deal.
It depends on if he hits me.
So, do you want to be removed from the door without taking physical consequence?
Oh, I want the physical consequence. I get drive back.
Or are you going to stand your ground, keeping the
Plus,
door
I
open?
think there's some survivor's guilt there.
As he proceeds to give you a single point of body as he suckers you in the guts, trying to get you out of the door.
Oh, goodness. And how do I soak that, or I just take it?
That's for you. You guys have this quick fling with each other, and you manage to stand your ground, but he nails you in the guts.
Okay, but yay, I get a drive.
So go ahead and give yourself one of your drive.
Be careful of the boat.
And he proceeds to, he's going to reach for a little alarm to pull a string, to ring a bell, to get back up. Unless one of you two want to do something about that.
I'm like,
Throw the bun tail.
Throw the cake.
I'm a her.
Give me a strike roll. I will give you an extra dice for the
No,
bun cake.
distract the guy you're up against.
Yeah, she said unhand him.
double sixes!
There's bun cake everywhere. He can't even breathe. It's up his nose.
As Vic and the doorman are fighting, you come in there with the bunk cake, and what happens that takes him out? Jesus Christ. It's a drive-by bunting.
Kills him with the bun cake.
We find there's a big iron file that falls down.
I did bring it on a ceramic platter. So apparently, when I threw the buns, okay, but then it smashed it right here and
Are you going to tell me about the
said it knocked him on his ass.
Yeah, it was
And the
perfect.
best part is Vic is fighting with the doorman, and all of a sudden, blah, poof! Guy hits the ground, and Vic's like, I was in the middle of a fight! As the camera swings around to where you're at the garage,
Here I am.
Yeah.
and you look
If we're making
back,
enough noise, maybe.
and there's a gardener pulling a cable connected to the main house, and he's waving pruning shears at Louie and says, "You don't belong here. Get away from the carriage house."
I want to shoot him.
What? Go ahead and mark off that
wait on
severe.
Old lady's house.
You can ring on.
People get hit with cakes and yeah, just those KO'd by
Okay, so you whip out your little pistola.
So I guess it wasn't a wasted good
So
bump.
go ahead and roll me a strike for shooting. Are you going to spend any drive to give yourself extra dice?
Can
I
give
am.
her one?
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of
I'm gonna
far
take
away.
it.
Nope, she's all alone out there. As the gardener's
They
like,
make poor life choices.
you go to thieves for the woodshed.
I'm like just trying to get him to shut up, and he's too far away. So I'm like, I guess I'll just shoot him. Oh shit! That one fell in my lap. Fucking twos again.
As
Are we
you use the special
get the mojo
juju.
back on those dice?
Yeah, that is.
As you reach in your pocket to pull out this little .38 pistol, and the trigger guard catches on your pocket, and it comes fumbling out of your hands, hits the ground, and discharges, not hurting anybody. As the gardener looks at you, he's like,
It's a little.
"You drew a pistol on me," and he's coming at you with the shears. Roll me a move or a strike. He just realized you were gonna gag his ass. By the power of my gardening shears!
So
They glisten in the light.
maybe because I want to try and pick up my weapon.
Okay. Successful move to get your ass out of danger. Gonna hop the
Please
fence and
help
jump
me.
away.
These dice better be better.
Are you gonna spend any drive?
I can't because I spent 2 on a die for the last one, and now I only have 1 left.
Okay.
5.
Yes.
I'm not dead.
So,
I'd love to see it.
so do you want to escape or not be stabbed? These are your choices.
Well, isn't escaping
It's
and
only
not
going
being
to be
stabbed
one. It's only going to be one.
the same?
thing.
Well, no, I guess
So
one's a dodge,
he can
one's a
stab
flee.
me and I get away,
He
or
can stab you as you're jumping over the fence. He sticks
Or
you in the
you
ass,
just
basically.
dodge.
stab right in the
Or you're Benny Hilling in the backyard for and he doesn't stab you. As he's just running around, but you have not escaped. So you want to escape or avoid damage. It's just
Well, I still kind of want to. I kind of want to shoot him even more now because he's trying to stab me. It's just a wondering
You did attempt to draw lethal weapon first.
the little pistol comes out of your pocket, hits the ground, goes kabam, and blows up the
I am like the least stealth person, but
Well, you're like famous rogue.
the dice have been telling a story for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks when you have to pick your poison. Partial
Well,
success.
okay, I'll get stabbed and run away.
Okay, you find a nice picket fence that you go flying over as he just like gives you a quick shake and hits you in like the calf as you're going over the fence. And he's like, "Get out of here, you thieves! Don't steal the mistress's car!" Again.
Again!
Info achieved.
It was all for good purpose.
I love how everyone gasps for that. As the camera whizzes around and the old lady's like at the gunshot and the nurse is like looks at her book and she goes back to reading the book and they both kind of nod
You
off.
should run around and tell us,
I'm
It's
sure
okay,
when we
let's go,
reach
let's
the-
go,
The doorman is on the
Yeah,
floor
me
with broken ceramic and bun cake everywhere.
I've been stabbed and
Everybody
I
just
find
like
you guys.
gets back away.
You two are looking at each other like, what do we do now?
I think we should go back to the
Hasty
fort and
retreat?
rally here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're basically gonna go, hey guys, let's get the hell out of town.
Yeah, okay.
So are you gonna use hide or move? I'll let you choose of getting your slinking away like a smooth criminal, or just running batshit crazy to get the hell out of this part.
I vote for batshit crazy.
Well, I have more dice for
Swing. Okay.
So your criminal's gonna say,
I
guys,
want to draw
walk casual.
attention.
Walk casual. Criminals run.
I don't know, fly casual.
after we after all that, now we have a
He's out and he didn't sign it.
6.
So
Six.
yes,
So
okay.
describe how you do this quick montage to get everyone's asses out of the fire and get the hell off the property before the police call.
So I'm just gonna whistle, get your guys' attention, be like,
Yeah, it's the get out of here.
yeah, and just act like I was going for a nice stroll in the neighborhood as I lived away.
So as you smoothly get the entire group out of there, you guys basically meet up at the lighthouse as these two are having this romantic dinner.
Yeah.
First aid will be applied.
As you guys get there, you share the aha of the stolen car, because I just love how you rush out of that. And that's a good place to wrap it up there.
So, do you want the crystal back, or should I hold on
Yeah, we're
to
gonna
it?
wrap it up at the aha. Let's try to escape first.
Yeah, let's get out of
Let's make it
there.
less cliffhanger.
I was rolled to
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, well I drew Simon, and then I drew Simon's conspiracy.
You're really good. Oh my god. And I'm going to kill one.
I love it.
Deadly
Or you guys can
Yeah.
Do that.
Oh my gosh, you are so talented.
I'll scan it and send it to you.
Yeah.
And I also, I was a courtroom artist at Montreal.
Oh, you
There
were?
we go. I can totally see that.
Her son, my grandson is an artist.
My son likes to draw, but
He likes to draw.
not
I just pushed it away.
his focus would be more anime.
He used to draw his own comics.
Yeah.
Adorable.
You really are terrific.
Yeah,
She was
talented.
listening.
It was a really good story.
So, you enjoyed it.
Oh, no,
Oh, wait,
no.
where's
We
the?
don't need to overlay it.
Well,
We're literally going to be in the other side of Mall.
next game we have.
Oh, so we are in no rush to get out.
Yeah, we gotta get her for the next.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
They are fun.
I mean, somebody with those double.
But he is awesome.
Yes.
He is the fabulous.
He's the best storyteller I've ever seen, or
Yeah.
GM.
Tell me how delicious the last one was.
GM is
But anyways, Bella did.
DMs of dungeons.
But they're the same.
But it's basically the same thing.
And in other games, this one it's Master of Ceremonies or Lightkeeper.
That's how it works in the physical.
Because they
world.
actually put the
It's
GM in games as a character, as a Lightkeeper.
I have questions about, because the index doesn't give much on weapons, like hand weapons versus heavy weapons.
So a heavy weapon is a rifle or an axe. A hand weapon is like a pistol or a knife. Think of it this way, most of the weapons, if it's a hand weapon, it does a d6, or in one body. If it's a heavy weapon, it does 2 body. Which is the scary thing with the supernatural stuff. Some of them do like 3 body. But it's funny because in this system, they don't quantify the bad guys. So it's one of those of if you fail, you take full damage. If you partial success, you can opt to take a little damage or get away.
Take a spot.
Yeah, you basically
So
what is the
explosives would be like grenades or mortars?
Explosives would be like TNT.
TNT.
You're not gonna walk around the streets with a mortar. There's not that much military
Sense,
stuff.
but,
You would get glasses.
yeah, you would get glasses.
Well, I'm just saying, it doesn't really specify.
Well, that's the whole point, Carrie. This system, it's meant to be super vague. So you just do whatever you want. Yep. Because we all know if you give...
So it's a candlestick in the library by Colonel Lester?
Candlestick is a hand weapon.
Dracula.
Liberace.
And then you just go stab the guy.
I swear to God.
Okay.
We're gonna
Travel safely.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
I don't know how to think what that is.
And you guys got tons of information.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
I'm gonna be like, okay.
Does someone want to hold your
paper,
paper, by the way?
Getting us all hurt.
I know. Do you want this so you can, if you want to fill in my notes of the relationship?
It's like a one-way to me, and then I'm gonna be like, Carrie's probably cursed again.
That way I can quote you like I did.
Oh my god.
What's a pirate story?
Because we still need, what, 2 NPCs?
5.
Wait, he doesn't have 2.
I did too.
That's probably dead.
Fine.
Bye.
So the letter.
I came up with my NPC, zero session.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Circle of Veritas, a Candela Obscura Realplay podcast by the Creative Play and Podcast Network. For more mysteries and adventures, follow us wherever you listen to podcasts and Patreon. Even in darkness, truth casts a light.